do it, buddy. Pick. That's Zargo. I'm Holden. We're going to get to Thursday night football. We're going to talk about the Bears, the Broncos, and maybe the Dolphins right now. I think we'll talk about the Dolphins right now. Buenos dias, amigo. How are you?
I'm lovely. How are you, sir?
I don't know if you're lovely. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. The big news coming down as we tape this today. Quinn Ewers going to start for the Dolphins. Tua and those scrambled egg brains of his, Dunsky. Oof. What do you think of Ewers? Because I thought it was interesting. They skipped right over Zach Wilson. They said, all right, season's over. Let's see what Ewers can do for us.
I love that. First of all, love that. Like, why? Like, Zach Wilson is what Zach Wilson is. I think he's a serviceable backup, but he's not going to change the franchise. So, in this low-risk situation, season is now over. Give the kid a shot. I loved the draft pick when it happened. I loved watching him in college, and I thought that's a no-risk, high-reward draft pick. I've been a Tua stan for a few years now. I've made arguments for 3-4 years in a row that he was a top 10 quarterback. However, that has all fallen to shambles this season. This is the worst he's ever looked. His shortcomings he had in previous season, he's got a whole new problem, right? Like they used to say he couldn't throw the deep ball. Now he's overthrowing receivers. And it's been so hard to watch this season. I am a Mike McDaniel stan, so the winning has been great. I've been happy for that because it looks like he should keep his job, maybe, probably. But I'm excited for Ewers because, for one, with as much money they're paying Tua, it is kind of like what do you do? Like it's proven in the NFL you can't win a Super Bowl paying a quarterback unless that quarterback's name is Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens here. And maybe for the first time this century, the Dolphins will have a franchise quarterback.
I mean, they're 4.5 point dogs at home against a Bengals team that sucks too. You know, I don't know how much you dug into it, but I think everybody's slamming the 4.5. It's not like the Bengals are a good football team. I mean, Burrow could completely go off this week, but again, the Bengals can't stop anybody.
No, and the Dolphins defense is solid, especially at home.
Yeah. So I think that if this thing moves anymore, like 4.5 is an interesting number. I do wonder what this gets bet up to. Is money going to come back down on the Dolphins? I don't think so. This might even move to 5, but 4.5 is very, very interesting in that game. But let's move on to the actual plays. I got one for Thursday Night Football. Actually, I got two for Thursday Night Football. And you want to talk about the Bears and the Broncos and maybe the game of the week. Maybe it's the game of the week. I mean, we got the Rams and the Seahawks, but this is the game of the week. Packers at the Bears, man. And this line moved a little bit as we record this on Thursday. You're really not going to find a big line move, but I'm looking at the Bears here, and you can get +1 at 365. You can get +1.5 at FanDuel and -1.5 at DraftKings. So this line is all over the place. What do you like in the game?
Saturday night, love when we get a full weekend of NFL football. Love this time of year. What a surprise the Bears have been this season. They've been so fun to watch. They've been playing so well. I think it's time, they finally stopped being a little brother to Green Bay. If this game was in Green Bay, I'd probably give them the edge. But just being in Chicago, the way things are going, especially with Micah Parsons being injured, it's basically a pick-em. I like the Bears. I think it's going to be a fun, exciting game. And, it would be refreshing to see someone other than the Packers dominate this division. And I'm glad Caleb Williams isn't a bust because I think we all thought that after last season. And he's been very fun to watch this year.
So we could still get the Bears at +1.5. If you want to back the Packers, you're going elsewhere than DK. But Bears +1.5, or just bet them on the money line.
Just take the money line.
Ooh, okay, all right. I think you got something in the Broncos game too. Yeah, I'm looking at these two teams. Jaguars defense much better. The Broncos defense is as good as it gets. And Bo Nix is coming off his best game. Now the total here is 46.5. That's what I was interested in. I don't know if I don't think they get to 46.5. So I've really been questioning, do I take the under in this game? I'm not a big totals guy, but I wonder what you like in this one with Denver 3-point favorites at home. And then you've got the total sitting at 46.5, Zargs.
Yeah, it's a tough one on the total because, Denver, they get their points at home. So, they'll cover their share. But you don't really know with Jacksonville, especially with as good as this Broncos defense are. Jacksonville offense has been strong. So I think this line's very well placed. And if I had to bet it, I honestly would have a slight lean to the over. But here's what concerns me, and here's where I like the Broncos -3. Jaguars, I'm not as high on them as everyone else is because they've just been beating up on bad teams, and they've been doing it at home, right? You beat up the Jets. Who cares? You beat the Colts in a game, the game where Daniel Jones got injured. Then you win at Tennessee, at Arizona. Those are easy wins. Those are games you should be winning. So as strong as the offense has looked, I don't think they're going to go in a mile high and do that. So I'm prepared to be wrong, which is why I'm not jumping to the under. Because if their offense is strong, then yeah, we'll absolutely scorch this over. But Denver only being -3 at mile high, hammer it, please.
Ooh, so we're taking a little Broncos action.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going from sea level to elevation. I don't think it makes as big a difference as people say it does. You know, they throw the oxygen mask on. It is a nice home field advantage, though. That place has been absolutely rocking.
Yeah, like it's kind of like the whole East Coast to West Coast thing. It's like it sounds stupid, but when we see it time and time again, these dominant teams go to Denver and they do not look the same.
No, I think this is going to be, this might be the game of Sunday. So we had the Saturday game with the Packers and the Bears, and then we got the Sunday games. There's some other games that are on the board that are just disgusting. The thing that I'm interested in, the Chargers and the Cowboys, man. The Chargers are dogs on the road at the Cowboys. The Cowboys stink. The Cowboys are not a good football team. I know they've been playing a little better as of late. You're going to get about plus 120, 115. Caesars has it plus 120 money line for the Chargers on the road. You can get around 110, 115. Man, I know we didn't talk about the Chargers and the Cowboys for the game, but the Chargers got a chance to make a run too. If they keep running the football like this and Herbert can get healthy, their defense keeps them in games. And again, the Chargers, dogs, I know it's on the road, but you're telling me that this isn't a better team than the Cowboys. Not only are they a better team than the Cowboys, I think they're vastly better than the Cowboys, who are a sub 500 team. And I really think the Chargers still have a shot at this division against the Broncos. A couple of tough games for the Broncos coming up. Do I think the Broncos drop the division? No, but these guys can run. I'm still not concerned about the Cowboys defense, even though they looked a little bit better for a few games, and then McCarthy tore them up. My favorite side this week, it's got to be the Chargers money line. How are the Cowboys favored against a team that 10-4? Come on. This is
I skipped over this game as well. I love it as too. Dallas, their season's basically over, right? They would need to win all their games and Eagles to lose all theirs to make the playoffs, and that's just not happening. So I'm fine saying the Cowboys season is over. And meanwhile, the Chargers, like you said, despite having 10 wins, they're still fighting for a wild card, and they're not yet. They still got a shot at the division. Because I know they play Denver one more time. I don't know what those two teams' division record look like if a tie.
Yeah, the Broncos are rolling right now, so they're gonna.
Regardless, Chargers have a lot to play for, and they're playing really well right now. So money line, great. I can't believe you can get points with the Chargers.
What are we missing? I mean, seriously, it seems like it's a fishy line. What are we missing here? I don't understand it.
I think it's just that the Cowboys it was just one bad game, right? Like they were looking. I forgot about Detroit. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they've been playing better football until last week.
They've been playing better, yes, but not well. And like we said, their season's over, and you're gonna see that in how they play and with how the Chargers have been cruising. I
just don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe that's what's going to hold me off of here, but it just doesn't make sense, Zargs. It's I don't buy it. I'm not buying it, and I gotta take the Chargers here. I gotta take the Chargers on the money line. You can get a 2.5 still. There's 2.5 out there, but it doesn't make sense.
No, 2.5 to 2.5. Yeah, I would agree. Just take the money line.
Just take the money line at this point. Okay, Thursday Night Football. Here's my thoughts on Thursday Night Football. We're going back to JSN. This number is going to get bet up again. I got in at 88.5 at BetMGM when it dropped. I think you can find 90s out there, which is fine. But again, this is a guy where his number that opened at 88.5, we hadn't seen that since like week 6. And again, they jacked his number up last week to 98.5, and he still went over. He's been getting off the slow starts. This is the other thing I've noticed as we bet live. He has not been getting peppered very early in games. You take that number at halftime, you're getting a much lower number. I don't think that Sam Darnold is going to have any other choice than to pepper the dude with this ball. So you can absolutely ladder JSN. There's no question. He's going to be the offensive player of the year. He's minus 550 now at FanDuel. For me, I was shocked it came out as low as it was. And now I'm seeing this. It actually dropped a yard on FanDuel, 90.5 to 89.5. Everywhere else, it went up 3 to 4 yards, which is mind-blowing to me. So this is where we are. JSN's going to be my play. I got 88.5. I don't mind 89.5. And I think it's good up to 92.5. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's been a cash cow for me this year, and he's going to do it again.
You can't not like a JSN play. I have a lean to the Rams here. They've kind of just owned this matchup. Obviously being in Seattle and how much better Seattle is this year than previous years does play into it a little bit. That's why I'm not jumping on the Rams money line, but I do think they'll come out on top here. And with that, man, I got to go to Kyren Williams. I mean, he's just been a monster. Over-under sitting at 54.5 rushing yards. I mean, he has just crushed that all season long. This number just far too low. I'd go, man, at least to 60. Might sprinkle 75 plus. He had 91 when they played the Seahawks in LA. So, I think that's a great option there. And I know this doesn't quite correlate with the Rams win, but just kind of a fun prop I found. I like the number. Matthew Stafford, any guesses on his over-under on rushing yards?
Half a yard.
Half a yard plus 182. Plus 182, right?
You're
obviously.
Do you think the Rams are going to win?
Right. That is obviously the major problem with that prop. But I don't know.
It's not a fait accompli that he kneels down at the end. Right?
Of course
not. No.
Because I've done that so many times where I think a team's going to win. They do win. I take the under on rushing yards, the over on attempts or whatever, and then that doesn't come to fruition. Just at plus 182, I just thought that's a good number.
So the interesting guy that we've been on the last couple of weeks is Blake Corum, and I think that maybe that's a way to look as well. So why Kyren over Corum? Corum's sitting at 38.5. I think that number actually came down a little bit.
Something about this game, I just feels more like Kyren, especially what he did the last time they played. The Seahawks was definitely a big factor for me. And I also didn't. Do you see any props for Corum?
Yeah, 38.5. I thought I saw it at 40.5 earlier in the week when it dropped. So I'm seeing Corum 38.5, FanDuel 39.5. He's the guy that I've been going to lately. I don't mind a Kyren at all, but Corum has been the guy that has had the lower number and it continues to get there. He's really been spectacular, but you're also right about Kyren. The only concern there would be this Seattle defense, but there's no question. I mean, this dude's right where he needs to be. I like the call. I'll be telling you. 58 and a half.
It's also the other thing is with Corum is you need an explosive run. So like if I was going to, do you see his longest rush?
Longest rush. By the way, you can also get Kyren at 55.5 just about everywhere. There's a 54.5 with a little more juice at MGM. There's a 51.5 at Bet Rivers. Wow. That is really... What are we missing here with this? This is another one where I'm looking at.
It's the same thing. I mean, it's just got to be with how Corum's been running.
Mm-hmm. So that was for Kyren, 51.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Kyren's number is probably low because of how Corum's been running.
His longest rush, Corum, is 12.5 even money.
I like that.
You like that more than just the actual yards?
I think they're the same.
You know what Corum's gone for the last 3 weeks? 81, 128, and 71. But he's also busted big runs in those games.
Yeah, I was going to because his attempts are low.
I might have to make a same game parlay for this then. We'll go a little Corum longest rush, Kyren rushing yards. You said 60, so bump that up to 60. And then I'm going to need one more.
If you're going to SGP, maybe just do like 50 for.
All right. That's what I'm going to do. I'll do JSN to 100. I'm going to do Kyren. What did you say on Kyren? 50?
Yeah, 250 if it's going to be an SGP.
and Corum over the number, over his longest rush. Any
I don't know if
touchdowns
you
you
can
like in this
SGP
game?
that.
Any TDs?
I
I mean, is
I'm
it just, hey,
terrible.
Puka's going to score, just you're out? You're out.
I'm terrible with TD props.
Okay. Very good. All right, pal. The Coach of the Year award, just real quick, want to get your thoughts. I'll give mine. Vrabel's plus 120 at FanDuel. Mike McDonald plus 470. Lime Cohen 550. And then you got Sean Payton at 10-1. If this team has the best record in the National Football League, I don't know how you don't give it to them. It's not like this was a great team coming into the year. Their win total was 8.5. Okay. But Vrabel at plus 120. It's a fairly easy schedule down the road here for the Patriots. I don't see them slumping after that second half where they just got blown out. It was like one game in the first half, one game in the second half. Hit it live at plus 520 with the Bills coming back. That's the other trend I'm starting to notice now. The Bills, they get down, they come back. But is this over? Is this Vrabel? Or can you see McDonald or Cohen, even Ben Johnson getting back into this thing?
I mean, so all these guys are, in position to win their division. So I think that's huge, number one. The thing is with the Ravens, like I think this game, if the Patriots win this game, then yes, it's Vrabel all the way. And if you think they do, you better lock it in now because you'll be lucky to get even money after them beating the Ravens. I'm more impressed though with Mike McDonald, just with what he's done with that Seattle team, how good they've been. If they did, because I think they lose tonight, I don't think they're going to win the division. But if they do, I'd be interested to catch that number if they win tonight, because if Seattle wins the division, that's just so much more impressive than what Cohen or Vrabel did, because the Bills just haven't had a good season. And so like that kind of taints what New England has done. As good as they've been, as impressive as they've been, I think he was well positioned coming in, but to lose, Metcalf and Sam Darnold, which no one was fully sold on, I just think, if I had to vote, that's who it's going to. But smart money's probably on Vrabel.
Yeah, it's too late. It's Vrabel plus 120. If you want to get cute, I guess you can go McDonald. Hope that they win tonight, or Ben Johnson, and see if the Bears finish atop the.
What do you think? That was the other one I kind of like his. Just based on the odds, I don't think he has a shot. But based on what everyone was saying about the Bears and Caleb, I think it's very impressive what Ben Johnson has done.
Yeah, because I do think the Broncos, I'm with you. I think they beat the Jags this week. Lime Cohen's number is going to, get longer. Yeah. You've got McDonald if he loses. So by the end of this week, it could be Vrabel 1 and then Ben Johnson at like 4-1.
That's really true.
6-1. That'd be the only guy. Again, I'm here in Denver. I think Peyton's done an amazing job at 10-1. They could have home field advantage. Nobody saw that coming. And then Shanahan at plus 650. That's another guy. He's done a great job. There have been some great coaching jobs this year, and he's done.
I don't know how much they factor that in, but given all the injuries San Fran has had to deal with, incredible that they're still in the playoff hunt.
I think that's the big one. And this is, people always say, oh, there's nobody wants to face this team. Nobody wants to face that offense. No. Again, Ayuk's been gone, but Kittle's healthy. CMC is healthy. Jennings has been pretty damn good. Pearsall's healthy. There's a lot going on. Purdy's healthy. They all came back, and I think it's a little bit scary. Okay, Nuke Week is the code. Go to nukethehouse.com/pricing. Use the code Nuke Week. You get 1 free week of all access to nukethehouse.com. No strings attached. Nuke Week is the code. Don't forget to subscribe to the NTH Sports Picks channel. Czar, it's always good to see you, my friend.
You as well, sir.
Go Dolphins. Go Dolphins.
Fins up.
When you